This shit ain't nothing to me, you stupid piece of shit.
Oh, man, if only you guys were here for the off-mic riffs.
Oh, if only they were here to hear.
Incredible riffs.
Could hear all the goss that we say, mostly on the podcast.
All the hot goss. I know there's not much.
Yeah.
Much off.
Yeah, truly, dude.
Well, welcome to Content Farm. I'm hungover today.
Yeah? You had a long night. What time did you get in last night?
Oh, probably like 4.
Holy shit. Did you go to the after hours?
Yeah, we closed down the Metropole.
So, okay. The Metropole, is that an after hours?
No.
I've watched that descend into hell.
Yeah,
I've watched that bar be like a cool dive bar to people being like, oh yeah, you can get Coke in the vending machine.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
No, there's a vending machine, and you can get a can of beer for $4 in the vending machine. There's no way it's legal.
That's crazy.
Yes, you just like scrounge together some change and get a nice
Well, I
cold
know
beer.
there's the Coke dealer there
Yeah.
who just is always just hanging out.
He's
And then
always
people are like, yeah, they cracked down a little bit. You have to go into the bathroom with them now. And I was like, what the fuck?
He kind of, when we got kicked out at last call, somebody kind of tried to fight. I was drinking with Josh DeGrande.
Someone tried to fight Josh?
They kind of one of the bouncers kind of stepped up to him and was kind of like, you done there? And Josh was like, where?
Oh, that's maybe the stupidest person you could try and fight.
He was
What
so
the
friendly.
fuck?
He was like, where are you from? And he was like, Canada. And then I was like, whoa, we could resolve this.
Jesus
I don't know how it got
Christ,
so
dude.
hostile. We could let you
Canada?
go. He's like, I just want to go home. And it was like, we're not holding you up. We were talking about politics.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was
He
a
was
weird.
just getting in his face or what?
He just kind of got way too close, way too quick for brother, it's last call.
Yeah.
And we're just chatting.
Damn. I've
And
seen
he kind of was like, and it was like, you're going to beat us up for talking about.
I've seen a bouncer at the Met push a dude in line into the club.
Get in there.
Do you know how fucking crazy it was?
Get
It was.
in
I was
there.
19 trying to go into it, and there was probably this dude. Wait, sorry, one sec. What's
My
that
cat's
noise?
eating food.
Oh, okay. There was like a 22-year-old just trying to get in.
Yeah.
Probably 22 at that. I was like 19, so he looked like he was ancient to me. But the kid was so drunk, just going like, no, but look at my ID. Like, look at my ID. And the guy's like, I don't recognize this ID. I don't recognize this ID. And he goes, bro, dude, you're being unreasonable. I'm from Alberta. I can get. And then the bouncer just had enough and just pushed the ID into his chest and went, fine, then go. And just pushed him into the.
Jesus. Imagine getting beat up into the club.
Yeah, it was wild to watch a bouncer physically push him into the club and go, then go.
It is a grimy environment.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It feels like a medieval pub where you have people from all walks of life.
It does.
interacting
Any
together.
person you sit down with, it feels like you're about to get a quest from them.
Oh yeah.
How cheap are beers there now?
Well, I mean, the ones in the vending machine are $4.
$4,
That's
not
as
bad.
far as I know.
$4 beer is not bad.
Can of beer for $4.
$4
Ice
is
cold
not
can.
bad. Do you remember Pub 3?
Oh yeah.
40?
Yeah.
Do you remember going to it?
I thought it was club. Was it pub or club?
I think it was Pub 340.
Pub 340.
Pub 340. You and me went to it, and I
Yep.
remember going inside of it and thinking, I cannot be in a place where my back is not against the wall. I do not
Yes.
want to have my back exposed to the people that are inside this place.
That's the one where I think we drank there one time, and then
Yes.
a part of my exposed skin touched the seat, and then I got a rash the next day.
Yep, and I also remember we got a beer, and the beers looked so disgusting. The glass was so disgusting
So
that we
grimy.
went to the bar and went, hey, can we get off sales? And the bartender went, yeah. And I went, could we drink them here? And she went, you want to drink the off sales? And I went, yeah. And she went, yeah, you can do that. But she misunderstood what we were asking.
Yeah.
So we sat down and just opened all the beers inside of the pub and drank the off sales there.
Rather than touch their gross
Rather than touch
glassware.
their gross beers or get served. And then the bartender came up to us later on and went, what the fuck? What the fuck, you guys? What the fuck? And I was like, oh no, we bought these from you guys. And she went, are you fucking kidding? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? And I was like, no, you said we could.
You sold these.
You
to us.
sold. I asked if this was okay. She was like, I meant outside, not fucking here. Oh my God. And then she went out and grabbed the bouncer. And the bouncer was like that 6'6" dude
Yeah.
with balding long hair. I remember her just pointing at us and getting so angry. And he just took in this deep breath, let it out, and walked over and went, all right, guys, you can't drink beers like that in here. And I went, oh, my bad. Ari was there as well. And we
Yeah.
were like, oh, my bad. And Ari's like, I'm sorry. I am not from this country.
I am a
I thought this is what we do in my country. And he went, yeah, it's fine, man. We just Don't drink the rest of those. We just got to clean these up, okay? If you're going to be here, you just got to get it in the glass. He was so used to people trying to stab him, people dying in booths, people actively trying to shoot the place up.
Just a bunch of wormy comedians.
Yeah, that he was
we
just
don't
like, guys,
care.
what the? We were probably like 21 or 20, and
Well,
he was
you
just
were.
like, yeah, you were like 25.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, what the fuck, you guys?
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
So sorry.
Your glassware is gross.
Your
DJ
place is
Roy runs an
nasty.
open mic here.
He did. Did
Yeah.
you ever do that open mic?
I didn't actually. No.
Yeah, porn star himself. Star is a generous term.
He's a star in my world. DJ Roy.
DJ, you're a star in everybody's
Godfather
eyes
of
but
filth.
mine.
Use a coaster, you animal.
Is that what he called himself? The Godfather of filth?
Yeah, man. I mean, he still calls himself that,
Oh.
I assume.
Well, his filth is scat porn.
Don't speak ill of my king.
My boy. He was actually always very nice to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was weird to hear from people where I was like, did he actually do porn? And they're like, yeah, it's like weird fetish videos.
It was like, yeah, I think
like balloon
it was
porn
some
and
pretty
like
crazy stuff.
and the girls look really rough.
He did have a lot to say about gangbangs that were like detailed enough that I was like, this only comes from knowledge of like being on the inside.
Yeah.
Where he's like, you think it's like 80 guys. It's really only about 6 or 7 guys in a line. And then when you're done, you go to the back and try to fluff up to get ready for another shot. And I was like,
Oh my god.
and I'm like 21,
Oh.
like, cool, man. Great.
Yeah, I remember because he was probably in his mid 40s at that point. And I remember him talking to me when I was 19.
Sean, he was 28.
No. There's no way he was 28. He was definitely mid 40s, dude.
No, he was 28.
No, he was not.
Yes, he was.
No.
Born takes a toll. He's 28 years old.
He left a lot of Horcruxes in those girls. My God, dude. Holy shit. He was looking Voldemort-y.
God bless him.
Wow. I remember him talking to me at 19 and being like, you know, if you go to this center, you can get coffee for free.
He
And I
told
was
me
like,
that too.
Jesus Christ,
He knew
dude.
all the hot spots.
Yes,
in town
he
where
knew
he's
like where free food was, where free coffee
yeah,
was.
like, you know, the bakery, they think you're gonna order something, but if you don't order something, you just wait. You can get the free coffee as long as you want.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
stuff like that where he's like, you know, they can only reheat the orders at Tim Hortons once. So if you ask for something and then your card gets declined, usually they still give it to you. And you just go, what? He goes, yeah, try it out.
And you're 20 years old, and your parents are like, "How's stand up?" You're like, "You know, if you order from Tim Hortons."
Oh, brother, I
your
think I was
card
like
gets
18
declined."
or 19. And I was like, I think, I know some good trade. I'm learning some good trades, dude. I'm learning some good trades.
Tricks, yeah. Well, and
Tricks
then
of the trade.
Now that I'm 33, I'm like, man, I'm so happy that I know all these things. It really got me prepared for my career in Canadian stand-up comedy.
You know, we can stop over at Subway, and if you ask for more than 4 squirts of mayonnaise, they look at you like you're disgusting and just give it to you for free.
It's technically a drink, and they charge you differently. When was the first? Who's the wackiest headliner you've ever been on the road with? If you can talk about it, you don't have to name names.
Oh no, I can talk about. I mean, I can name names because I thought it was so funny. Shane Clark, I went on the road with for the first time when I was 19, and he was driving a Honda Civic, and he didn't know that the left lane was for passing. So he was just. This is also like I actually think he's lost a bit of weight since then. But he just sat in the left lane on the Coca-Cola where the speed limit is 140 kilometers an hour. I don't know what that is in miles. Is that 90 miles or 100 miles?
No.
I don't know. But it's an incredibly high speed
Hungover,
limit.
don't make me do math.
Incredibly high speed limit. And I remember him sitting in it and just sitting. And he had the same car as me. He had a 96 Honda Civic. Or it might have been a 98, and we were just sitting in that left lane, and he's like, "Oh, these fucking guys tailgating me, fucking over here, there's a lane right beside you that's wide open, you can just go around me." And I was 19, so I wasn't confident enough to be like, you know, the left lane's for passing, right? Like,
Yeah, you were a very polite, quiet guy for many, many years.
yeah.
Like,
I just sat there. I was like, "That's crazy."
I
was
guess so.
Yeah, that's nuts. It was me, Jordan Ducharme, and Shane
Rusty.
Clark,
Yeah.
Rusty Ducharme, and we went the entire way. And there would just be like a semi 10 feet from our bumper, just leaning on the horn, and you go, "Fucking asshole, just go around. Just go around. There's an open lane right there." And I was like, he really doesn't know. He truly doesn't know. And And we got everything about his driving was insane. We stopped for this pit stop, and after 2 hours, he's like, "So you're gonna need to drive the rest of the way because my foot falls asleep." And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "My foot will start cramping." He's like, "I just need to shift around, so you're gonna have to drive the second leg." And I was like, "Yeah, that's all good, dude. Don't worry." And I swapped out with him, and then we drove for another hour. Then we stopped for a pit stop, and then he was just like, "Oh, left the lights on." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Hey, you had the lights on in my car. Did you turn the lights on in my car, like the headlights?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's just like, "Why'd you do that?" I didn't have the gall to be like, because legally you're supposed to. You're supposed to. He's like, "Well, it's daytime. Don't do that. Just keep going." And I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus Christ. And then we got there. We finally got there. It was like a 5-hour drive from the destination to the comedy club. We pull up. Rusty is. We're all going to this place. There's one motel room booked. We don't realize it, but it's only one motel room booked. We get there.
Was it in Chilliwack?
No, Kelowna. We open the door. We look inside. There's one bed, and we're both standing there. And then Shane goes, "I can call him to get a cot." And I was just like, "I'm gonna call my cousin. Like, I'll
figure it out.
I'll sleep at my cousin's place, man. Thank you,
Yeah.
but that's all good. I'll sleep at my cousin's actually."
You know he snored.
Yeah. You know, if we shared a bed, I would roll over and be like, "Why is there Lay's, Doritos? How are you mixing flavors in this bed?"
It's just like Cheeto fingerprints all over your side of the bed.
I wake up.
What the hell?
I fall asleep. I wake up. There's Cheeto fingerprints all over my body.
Yeah. I think there were spiders who were eating
I
Cheetos.
kept trying to get the. He actually was not a creep, so I don't want to put that out there. He's a nice dude.
Yeah, he didn't fondle you in your sleep.
No. But that was the first.
But he
whack.
doesn't know how headlights are the left works.
I go inside his car. There's Cheeto fingerprints everywhere in his car except for on the turn signal and the headlights. He goes, "What do you mean? What do you mean?
What do you mean?
That's for emergencies only."
Fucking guy won't get off my ass.
So many Kelowna shows with just the weirdest comics.
Yeah.
Mostly like being 19 and then being like, if a bunch of us go up, we can headline the room together.
I remember that.
So like me in a car with I forget what his name is, but his whole thing was he had ass eating merch.
Oh, dude, it's Conrad.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, of course. I remember
yes.
Conrad.
Do you remember he was on ass eating?
Conrad.
I remember he was on ass eating before ass eating was popular.
I saw him not that long ago.
He had a hat that said showed an eyeball, then a heart, and then ass.
Yeah.
That was his merch.
It's
I
crazy
heart
that he
eating
was
ass.
early to that trend. I don't think he capitalized on it enough, and now it's kind of over.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
That was like
stuff.
a meme for a second.
Yeah, it was.
Oh,
Like
the
2016, 2017.
Kids are all eating ass.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he really tried that one.
Do you think the foot guys are upset that they haven't had their day?
I think foot guys are up next. I think foot guys are coming.
I do too.
I truly think foot guys are coming.
Butt guys had like a decade. 90s and 90s were tit men. 80s and 90s were tit men.
I
feel
think
like in the
up
2000s,
until
I don't know what it was like midriff, belly.
Yeah,
Chicks were
ass,
showing-
whale tail. Thong, ride it up, whale tail ass.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Thigh gap, that was a big one.
Thigh gap lingerie.
Thigh gap was a big one.
And then I feel like the having an enormous, like, frightening, dear God, woman, are you okay? Ass like had a big moment. I feel like foot guys are up.
Yeah, I think foot guys
are
might be
coming back.
next.
Yeah,
Foot guys might be next. Foot guys are getting a little too confident too.
I know. Like
Foot guys are like very openly
they're
being
kind of
like,
starting
"I'm
to
into
openly be
feet."
like, I like feet.
Yeah,
It's like, okay, creepy.
I love
guy.
summer season because that's when they wear their flip
That's when the flip flops are out. That's when they digging them toes in the sand. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who cares?
What about you? Any weird comics that you had to open for off the rip?
I had pretty good experiences. I just had like bad shows. I'm trying to think of like, well, yeah, I had I mean, he's dead now, so I guess I can't slander him too hard. But I was part of like a Daryl Lennox duping, like early on, where Daryl Lennox got.
Classic Daryl Lennox.
Yeah, he played the club that I was a door guy at, and then he
Yeah.
was like, I'm going to put together a contest of everyone in this scene versus everyone in Seattle.
And now, for people who don't know, Daryl Lennox is a Seattle-born?
Yeah. I mean,
Seattle-born comic who was raised by a
knows?
pimp.
No, he wasn't raised.
No, he did.
No, his dad was a pimp, but he wasn't
No.
raised by him.
So when he was up until he was 14 or 15, he lived with his mom
Yeah.
and his grandma, and then they sent him to go live with his
In, like,
father.
Las Vegas or something?
I think in Vegas, and his dad was like a pimp acting out of Las Vegas.
But also,
at,
like, did
15.
Daryl tell you this?
No, this I actually do believe.
Well, I mean, who knows?
This has been the only story that's been consistent. So
And
he was, and also he has pimp tactics.
He does.
He moves in like weird pimp tactics.
He would use pimp sorcery, yeah.
He's a Romeo pimp, as they would call it. He
Yes.
is truly a Romeo pimp.
I would watch him be like, "What's your horoscope?" And then women would like tell him their horoscope. He goes, "So you're like this, and you'll know this, and I bet you think this." And then afterwards, women would be like, "I've never had anyone read me like that before." And I was like, "It's frightening to watch it work."
You're gonna tell me he wasn't a pimp and he would carry around a staff?
He did carry around.
He carried around a staff.
He did carry around.
You shall not pass.
I told Ari, because Ari was like, "Who is this Daryl Lennox guy?" And I gave him the lore dump, and I was like, "He's the wizard of bullshit." And then that was when he said he was buying Yuck Yucks.
He would destroy.
He would, oh yeah,
He
But
would
he would
decimate
he would
clubs.
destroy. And then he'd talk to him afterwards, and he'd be like, "I invented gravity."
It would be the craziest lies where you'd be like, well, your grandfather's name was Edward? Yep, I
Yeah.
remember Edward. I was there at his birth.
Yeah, I founded the Beatles, and I gave it to them. Like it would just be
That's
the
right.
most insane lies. So then
Yeah, you're right. You
Ari-
like Redbone? I wrote that whole
wrote it
album.
all. And then-
Craziest lies.
And he
he'd
would
tell.
just say it with such conviction and start backing it up with facts and like just use his pimp.
But it was
sorcery
funny
on
to
you.
see him back up his lies with also lies that are facts.
Yeah, and he would never give an inch.
So it
And
would
he
always
would-
be the craziest story. We'd be like, I'm going to buy Yuck Yucks. And you'd be like, with what money? Well, did I ever tell you
Yeah.
that when I was 17 years old, I was struck by a bus and that bus driver just so happened to be the driver for Michael Jackson? And you go, what? And you go, yep, brought me onto the bus. I co-wrote Thriller for him.
I co-wrote Thriller, and then I sold all the money, sold all the rights to Thriller, and I got me a treasure map. And I followed that treasure map into the desert. What did I find? Gold bullion hidden under that desert.
Yep. I've got my submarine together. Have I ever told you that I know and I am the only living person to know the coordinates of Atlantis?
Yeah.
You go, what? You go,
And then
yep.
you go, I don't know about that. And then he'll be like, well, go fuck yourself. Anyways, he's dead.
Yeah.
So he,
Is he?
yeah, I know. Honestly.
Yeah, no, he truly is.
he is. I guess we know who. Yeah.
But sorry, he said he was going to do a competition between Seattle and
Yeah. Well, the first I was telling him about Ari, who's our other friend who's a wizard, and then Ari was so intrigued by him because like he's just like he's a black guy who is from America and he's the perfect liar, and he just was like I must meet him.
yeah.
And then I was like, he's the wizard of bullshit, but he's so good at it. He's a tremendous comedian.
Yeah.
And then Ari went, and it was the night that he said he was buying Yuck Yucks. And then Ari shows up, and Daryl Lennox is on the stage with his cane. Yeah, like that was in his like
it
his
truly-
wizard staff
It
era.
truly looked like a giant shillelagh.
He had a wizard
It was like
staff,
a giant
yeah.
shillelagh. Yeah.
And then Ari was like, "Oh my god, he's magnificent." And I was like, "And he's blind, but he can see right through you."
yeah, he's blind except for one corner in his eye, and you
Yeah.
could tell if he was getting serious while talking to you because he would cock his head up like
Yeah, he
that
would
so he
look
could
at
look you.
Do you remember?
I did the road with him.
I
One
know
of
you
the first
did the
night
road with
clubs I ever did. Prince George, I went with him.
Dude.
And he tricked me into buying him shots.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
Because he would get a shot of Patron and he would sip it. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
He wouldn't
yeah.
get in a tumbler or anything. He would get like a shot glass and just sip
Yeah,
on
he
the
would
shot glass. And I remember him
sip.
being like, man, I'm going to get, what are you drinking? And I was like, oh, I'll do this. And he's like, oh, man, the lineup, I can't be in this. I'm bumping into people. And then I was like, yeah, I'll just like go up. What are you drinking? He's like, I'll take a shot of tequila Patron. And I was just like, Patron?
Oh, top shelf.
Okay. And yeah, I think I ended up spending like $60 and he just never got me back.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Most clubs would just like I know hecklers would just buy him a bottle of Patron just for him.
Okay.
Whenever he did it because they
Yeah,
were so
yeah.
happy to have him. And then was it you? Because you had to lead him to the stage.
I would have to lead him to the stage, and then I remember he watched my act, and he was very nice. He was very sweet.
Oh,
and
he
tried,
actually loved. Yeah, he gave very good advice.
yeah, he tried
he loved
giving me a
comedy.
tag on one of my jokes,
Yeah.
but like. This will sound weird. The tag was too black, if that makes sense. He's like, you can't be saying it like this. You got to go up there and go, so shit, what did I do to this bitch? And I was like, I didn't, once again, I didn't have the confidence.
So
I was like
shit.
20. I didn't have the confidence
So
to be like,
shit.
I don't think I should say that. So I brought him on stage, and then he redid my act. He's like, Sean, do it like this. And then he redid the joke, and the audience just kind of watched and was like, what the fuck? Like, what? This is just Sean's act in Ebonics. Like, what? It was very nice, but then also I would have to lead him around. He'd have to put a hand on
put
his
his
shoulder.
hand on your shoulder, and then he was a big man too.
Truly,
he was a
huge. He was like
guy.
probably 6'3",
Yeah,
big
probably
dude.
around that, yeah.
But I remember he was talking to these two like probably 40 or 50-year-old women. They sat down with him and were talking to him, and he was flirting with them hard.
Oh, yeah.
Like flirting with them hard, doing like the Ray Charles, like feeling the forearm.
I
You know,
remember the stories.
seeing that kind of stuff.
remember
And
the
he's
stories
flirting with them hard to the point that I'm like, oh, this girl's about to go back to his hotel room with him. I was like, holy shit, this girl's about to go back to his hotel room. And then they're like, hey, Daryl wants to go to the upstairs of the club. Sean, can you help him up? He like requested you. And I was like talking to, which ended up being my future girlfriend, now ex, but I was talking to her at the club.
Yep.
And then I went down to grab him. And then he put his hand on my shoulder, and we started going up the stairs, and he just went. And he was so smooth, so cool, being like, ladies, I'm going to go up get us some drinks, but I'll meet you upstairs, okay? And then they start walking away, and he just puts his hand on my shoulders, and he just goes, tell me the truth. Are they ugly? I was like, no. And he goes, all right. And to be blind and just be like, are they ugly?
Are they
is
ugly?
so fucking funny to me. Tell me the truth.
Tell me the
Are they
truth.
ugly?
Are they ugly?
And you warned me. You're like, he's gonna
Promise you the
spin.
world.
He's gonna promise you the
Promise
world.
you the
He's
world.
gonna do everything. And he never said a word. He never promised me anything until we were getting off the plane from the show. And he was like, man, once I get this fucking money, I'm gonna buy that club, and you're coming with me.
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, and then he starts weaving the tail.
Yeah, it was awesome. Dude, what happened in the Seattle situation?
I'm trying to, that story might have another one, but
You can run that story and then bring it back to
I
the
don't remember
Seattle.
what it was. Yeah, sorry, my brain's not working. But yeah, the Seattle one, he said that he had organized a contest between the best comics in, at the time, the city I lived in, Victoria, and Seattle. And then a bunch of us like road tripped, and it was like, you know, one of my first times on the road. I was probably like 20.
Mm-hmm.
20. Yeah, I was 20 because I couldn't drink yet. So I was 20. And then we all went down, and at that time, I hadn't written jokes yet. I would just riff, and it was going pretty good. I was doing pretty good.
Hell yeah.
Your boy was killing.
Okay.
And then we went down. We went to the Comedy Underground, and we all showed up, and we thought it was this big deal, and we're all just these fucking just yokels from fucking like small town Canada.
Yeah.
It just was like, looking back, it's like I can't even believe they fucking did that. And yeah, and then the club they show up, and the club is like, what's happening? And we were like, Daryl Lennox said he built a contest for us, and it just was like a regular pro-am in front of like 3 people.
Holy
And then
shit, dude.
the guy hosting later got Me Too'd, which was funny. I remember seeing him get pretty aggressively Me Too'd, like in like a fan page during
Damn.
or during stuff where it was like, this
Yeah.
guy's done this, and I was like, why do I know that guy? And then I was like, oh, he hosted the night, and it was, and I cannot exaggerate this enough. And like we went down to Seattle and like paid all his money. Like I lost so much money.
Yeah, it's a ton of money, especially from Victoria.
so
getting
much money.
down
I was
there.
20. I had no money. I was a fucking door guy. And then went down, lost all this money to do 5 minutes at this comedy club. And it was, and I cannot exaggerate this enough, the worst bomb I've ever had in my life. Everyone else did well. Everyone else fucking just like locked in. And then I went up, and then your boy had no jokes. And there was no
And it was
audience.
The underground?
It was the underground in Seattle. The
Damn.
old one though. I think
Yeah,
they've
the good
moved
one.
since.
Yeah.
They've moved. And I remember looking at the food and being like, "That's the worst looking food I've ever seen in my life." And that was the first time that I was like, comedy club food.
Have I shown you that comedy club food from I forget what the place is called in Seattle? I actually really liked the club in Seattle.
Yeah,
The
you had a
guy's
good time when you did that.
Yeah, the guy
Don't
was really-
slander them.
I'm not gonna slant. They were sick, but the comedy club food, I remember looking at it and being like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Like just the photos they put up. Seattle comic who I remember talking to and being like, "Have you seen it?" And he's like, "It's in so many group chats." He was like, "This is in so many group chats."
like
He's like, "You're
horrible.
just catching on to something. This is a running gag."
Yeah.
Yeah. Seattle's cool.
It was cool, and like I couldn't do anything. So we went to the show, and then I had like, it was like out of body experience level. Like I just was like, like I didn't have anything. I had no
Damn.
material, so I couldn't riff. There was nobody in the audience. There was no one to make laugh. I just bombed so bad, but like it hurt so much more than it ever had before. Like I'd had sets that didn't go great.
Yeah.
But I just everything going on, all of the build up, so many nerves.
Also, just the
so
idea
much
of you just,
anticipation.
like, crossing a border.
I crossed an international border to go eat it doing 5 minutes.
Oh, that hurts.
At this club, and yeah, I was 20, and I thought something was happening. I thought that this mattered. And then when I realized it didn't matter, that was crushing, and I realized that nothing was. And then just everything clicked into perspective, and I just was like, "Oh, there's nothing I do matters. I am a single cell of bacteria on a beach in the universe."
Yeah.
And then that hit me on stage while I'm just like screaming riffs at an empty room that could only seat like 10 people maybe. Anyway, It was a tiny room.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, everybody was like, well, we're going to make the best of this. We're all going to go out for a drink. And then I couldn't drink, so I went back to the hotel.
Oh, fuck
and
me,
I
man.
ate a sub and then slept on the floor.
Oh,
And
fuck,
I just
dude.
rolled over with a blanket and slept with like a pillow on the floor.
Jesus.
And then the next day, I just was like, that was one of the worst experiences of my life. And I never want that to happen again. And I wrote so many, good or bad. I was like, I got to write something.
Yeah. It snaps you in.
Oh, yeah, that was like a life-changing experience. And then after that, I was always like, hello, Daryl.
Yeah, so how did he recover from it? Was anyone like, yo, what the fuck,
Dude, he was there, and he was hammered, and he was holding, and I cannot exaggerate, the ugliest woman I've ever seen in my entire life. And he had Patron, and he was wearing like a Panama hat. Like he looked like he had just discovered Jurassic Park. Like he was wearing like white linens. And he was just like,
which also feels like a Daryl Lennox lie. To be like,
of course.
did you know that off the coast of Costa Rica, I have created an island
And you go to the island-
entirely made up of prehistoric animals.
Yeah, you go to the island and there's just no infrastructure, and he's just sitting on a lawn chair, and he goes, just like I planned.
Just like I planned.
So we showed him, we're like, Daryl, we're here for the contest. And he was like, yes, just like I planned. And then just like bullshit away, and I was like, you fucking motherfucker.
That's fucking awesome.
And then
dude.
there was like 5 of us too. And then, yeah, I was so mad. But then it just like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, everything this guy says is a lie.
Yeah.
And then very quickly he just became entertaining to me, because it just became this like,
You could like throw him a lob and he'd run
yeah.
with it. Truly, if you passed something to him, he would run with. You could make up a lie about him, and he had lost track of so many of his lies
even know.
that you could literally be like, "Dude, is it true that you were set to star in The Mask?"
And
you'd be like, "Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I was."
and he wasn't malicious, like he was like a kind, warm guy, and he was a fun hang.
Yeah,
But so yeah, and then after
great
that,
comic too.
Oh yeah,
Like
can't say that.
truly
Tremendous
killed.
comic.
Yeah,
Incredible
unbelievably good.
comic. So then, after a while, you could just be like, Daryl, remember that time you were in a speedboat with with all those big titted blondes, and your speedboat hit a speed bump, and you gained air, and you'd be like, the year was 1998, and he just would just roll with it, and you'd be like, here we go. Like,
Yeah, it was wild. You could literally give him a prompt. He was like
he
AI
was like
before
ChatGPT,
AI. Yeah, he was AI, where you'd be like, "Hey, Daryl, make up a story about this," but you wouldn't even have to say it.
Write me a story about the time you and Seth Rogen were best friends together.
Yeah,
Seth Rogen did reference him a bit.
I think so. Right?
He was
Yeah.
like, Daryl Lennox gave me this advice, which I was
Yeah.
found very funny. And he's like, me and
He
Seth.
did give good advice.
But then, like, I told Daryl that, and then Daryl was like, I remember it well. And I was like, you don't remember? I had to remind you that Seth Rogen brought you up on Mark Maron's podcast. And he was like, well, of course.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I remember listening to Seth Rogen's Mark Maron, and then I told Daryl that Seth had mentioned him, and then Daryl was like, of course, and then like, I'll be right back, and then tweeted, like immediately tweeted so much, like, Seth Rogen called me out of the podcast, it's my time, and then Daryl Lennox did the podcast a year later.
That's awesome.
And then
dude.
Mark Maron was like, are you a compulsive liar? And he's like, maybe I am, maybe I'm not.
That's fucking awesome. It is funny to see the people be like, no, that's cool. That's all. To see kind of the older heads when weird shit happens.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Yeah, like opening for that dude, doing stuff with Matt Rife, and some of the older comics would come in, and I'd be like, he's not letting me in the green room. And they're like, yeah, as it should be. As he shouldn't. As he should not. And I'm like, he's not letting you either. And they'd be like, yeah, man, yeah, yes.
Good. Cool.
Yeah, he shouldn't let us in the green room. And I'm like, really? They're like, yeah, dude.
Who did that?
I'm not gonna say.
That's insane.
Literally, I'm not gonna say that.
Like, you don't have to go in the green room, but don't be like, good, cool. Where it's
Yeah.
like, he's not taking us with him.
Yeah.
And when I'm famous, that's what I'll do too. Motherfucker, you're 57 years old. When do you think your ship's coming in?
But once I become a really handsome 31-year-old boy, man, once I become super handsome and good at crowd work,
Once
it's
I figure
over.
out this TikTok, that's what I'll do too.
Yeah.
I'll also do that.
Yeah, I was fucking nuts. 1 second, I'm just gonna restart the camera.
Okay. Well, I'm getting the hangover sweats.
I noticed that, dude.
I'm sweating like a pig. I'm just sitting here with a fan on me, just sweating away.
Sweating like a little piggy. Are you gonna? Do you want to grab food after this?
Rushing away. I don't want to leave this house.
Really?
I got some spaghetti in the fridge. I'm going to eat that.
That's it?
Yeah, man.
You don't want to bounce?
No.
You don't want to get a little food? What if I took my ass to Snackland?
No, man.
Got you a samosa.
No.
You don't like the Snackland samosas?
No, everything you said was worse.
What the hell?
Snackland is only good for candy. I don't get a savory from Snackland.
Snackland samosa is pretty good.
No.
Snackland is the only place where like a very pretty girl will be working behind the counter, and I'll be like, you don't have to work here.
Yeah, a very pretty girl will be walking behind the counter, and I'll fart, look her dead in the eye, and say, I'm still better than you. How many shifts left in your 24 hours, toots?
Jesus. Are they 24 hours?
Yeah, 24 hours.
Damn.
I think so. Maybe they close.
I've been there at like 3 in the morning, so
yeah,
that makes sense.
They might
Yeah.
close at like 4, but they're
Wow.
open pretty
Nice.
early, I think. Maybe they're not 24. Who knows? What do I know? I'm fucking hungover.
Who gives a
I'm a piece of shit. I don't know.
I'm fucking drunk.
I'm fucking. What the fuck?
What the fuck, man?
What were we?
I gotta go to the fucking Jarl of Whiterun. I got the fucking dragons coming in. I'm the fucking Dovahkiin.
What do you mean you're gonna turn me into a fucking werewolf? No!
Moose Road,
Lex! Yeah, dude.
College of Winterhold, the fucking cities,
Gotta
guys.
hang out with these fucking mages. What the fuck do they know?
Gotta go to the fucking college. Gotta complete that quest line. There's a fucking flame atronach in the fucking basement.
Fucking troll hits me. I go 2,000 feet in the fucking air. Fuck!
Speaking of legendary Canadian headliners,
We don't need to harping on him anymore. Come on, man.
Patreon exclusive.
Patreon exclusive.
Yeah, subscribe to the Patreon.
Subscribe,
Hear
like,
more
comment,
of that.
subscribe. Yeah, it is funny the amount of secrets we're giving away on here. They listen to the Patreon, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck?" Jesus.
I like how the regular episodes have just become like how OnlyFans uses Instagram, where you're like, want to see more?
Yeah, you want to see it? Well, dude, one of our
wanna see
buddies.
more?
This is what made me laugh so hard is that one of our buddies who subscribed to Patreon, who we would have given it to him for free, but it was hilarious that one of our friends subscribed and he was like, "Hey, you're not like talking about me on Patreon, are you? You're not like giving the whole story on certain situations."
People have
And
reached out
I'm
and
like,
said
"Dog, no, you're fine. Like,
Yeah.
don't worry. Like, you're good." And he was like, "Okay."
A few people have told me they subscribe to the Patreon just to make sure we're not talking about them.
Yeah.
And I was
I've had like multiple comics be like,
no, but
I saw you posted that thing about talking shit. You're not talking about me, are you? And I was like, oh, you are so insignificant in my life.
Yeah.
I would never bring you up.
And
I do
that's-
not think about you.
That's when we do the OnlyFans. Like, want to hear more? Teehee, subscribe.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Oh, like what you hear? Don't like what you hear? Subscribe. Listen if we're talking about your act. And when I say act, I use finger quotes. Want to hear more? Subscribe to the Patreon.
No, that's any other. Wait, what was the other story that Daryl reminded you of?
I can't remember. So I had one because there's so many.
Yeah, there's so much shit.
Oh yeah. So when you brought him on stage, you had to.
You had to turn him in the direction that he had to sit.
Yeah,
the
so
crowd.
when you brought him on stage, you had to angle him towards the audience because he couldn't see where they were. And then Shane Priestley, who I don't feel bad calling him out. I feel like Shane,
Yeah, you'd be
Shane
cool.
would tell this story funnier than anybody. Shane this is just how it always went for Shane. So Daryl liked Shane. And
Who doesn't like Shane? Yeah, Shane.
everybody liked Shane. But Shane was always
Very funny comic from Victoria.
And Shane and I went to to Seattle together.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shane Priestley. And so he was as much a victim of Daryl's, schemes and skullduggery as anybody. But Daryl had a soft spot for Shane, and as much as he did for everybody.
Yeah.
So Shane, I remember one time, there was a lot of Daryl when I worked at the club. It was kind of an event when Daryl came to town. Like everybody was kind of hyped, And then,
Yeah, and he also was like he had a special on BET.
yeah,
He had like a lot of stuff going, like actual
and
real credits.
He had an audience. Like
Yeah.
he would sell it every time. So Shane's bringing him on stage, and then Shane got him on stage, and I don't know what happened. Just something happened where Shane got a little discombobulated, and Daryl ended up facing the wall for 45 minutes. And like once he started, you can't
How does he not hear that and be like, "What the hell?"
He just like, well, I don't know, they're quiet today. Just kept going. Wow, the audience is quiet, but on the left, they're great. And then he just did 45 minutes facing a brick wall.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, and there was a lot of stories like that. The other one was he did the club so much, and then he would stay with some comics, and he had like people in town, and one of the servers, he would stay with her sometimes, and and then the joke we always had was like he thinks it's like a 5-star resort, so then they're just like, well, Daryl, here you are.
They're like blowing wind in his hair.
Welcome to your room. Why does it smell like a wet dog? The Kardashians are just here.
A dog runs across his leg. What was that? Oh, Daryl, it was a lion. They brought you a pet lion.
Goes to grab like something on the counter. It's just old pizza, and they're like, "That's a fruit bowl. Why does it smell like tomato sauce?" Oh, it's a new type of kiwi from Japan.
Specific to this Asian culture. Yeah.
Suspicious. And then they're like, "Here's your queen size bed. Why does it feel like a couch?" Well, don't worry about it, Daryl.
That's fucking awesome.
Anyways, here comes an attendant. I'll see you later. And then you just leave and you come back. And you go, hi, Daryl. I'm gonna be your attendant this evening.
It's literally Pierre. I'm gonna go get the cook.
Exactly. Yeah. Michael Winslow ass sound effects. Yeah. Just doing all these sounds.
Oh, I guess I'll walk over there.
Oh no, the French chef dropped something. Sacre bleu.
Just whipping up something real good for you, Daryl.
Oh, wow, we have some caviar. They're just like holding a can of tuna under his nose. Okay.
What is that smell?
And then when he performs, he just stares at a brick wall for 45 minutes.
That's
you go, wow,
fucking
Daryl,
crazy.
it's sold out, and the room's empty.
That's
quiet.
fucking awesome, actually.
Yeah.
What did he do to shit? Was he pissed at Shane?
Yes, very mad.
Really?
There was a long history
At
of
no point did he just put his hand out, feel the wall, and go, "What the fuck?"
he was. Shit like that always happened to Shane. Shane would like get a name wrong or something. We would torment Shane because he would get kind of stressed out. When
Well,
he was
yeah,
breaking
you did the
comics up.
classic thing of texting Shane and saying, "Hey, did you do something to Sean?" You texted Shane and went, "Hey, what did you say to Sean?" And then left it.
Yeah, I've
which
been
is
doing that for
such
years.
a cruel joke to do to him. To go, "Did you say something to Sean?"
And then every time I see him, he's like, "What the fuck did you do?" I'm like, I don't know. There was also that time because he was supposed to move to Vancouver. And then there was that time where when I first moved here, I went to a house party, and then I got everybody at the house party to
Text
text
them
him
at
at the
once?
exact same time. When are you moving to Vancouver? And then I just left it. I didn't do anything else. And then I saw him like months later, and he was like, "I had a fucking panic attack, and I threw my phone out the window." I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." He's an anxious little guy.
He is very funny.
Hilarious, dude. So
Very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing him in like 2019, 2018. He had that. Yeah, I'm not gonna ruin his act, but he had a joke that I still think about that's very funny.
Well, I'll ruin his act because he's probably still doing that joke. That'll make him so angry
Oh,
that I just did that. Right now, he is just doing the little Arthur fist so hard.
You'll see.
Oh,
You'll all
I'll
see.
fucking kill you.
No, any other crazy comics you opened for?
I spent a lot of time at the comedy club, so my experiences were shared with a lot of the staff.
That was, I'll say though, that's also a. I'm comfortable saying this on the pod. That's a sad comedy club. That's like a comedy club where like it's a lot of people who are coming up, or it's a lot of people that were in a failure to launch situation.
At the
who are
time,
very talented, very talented. Like it does good shows, but there's
Yeah.
a lot of like 50 or 60-year-old guys who are like, my family doesn't talk to me. This is all I fucking
Yeah,
have.
I see what you mean. Yeah,
You know?
there is a
Like it's a fun show and it's a good show, but it is like a sad club where a lot of the times it's either a comic who it's like you're gonna be too big to play this place in a couple of years, or a comic that's like you just never.
I didn't initially get your point, but I do get what you're saying now.
You know what I mean? It's
Yes,
like
there
you're
is-
surrounded by a lot of sad cases.
And at that time, we were hosting a lot of comics that were on the up and up, and a lot of comics that were on the down and down,
Yes.
and many of whom are now dead.
Yeah.
But in one way or another, and some who should be and aren't, which is crazy, and some who were and then they came back.
Some who
Some who have returned from the dead.
reanimated somehow.
Anyways, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about me. I got the rune stone of resurrection. I'm back, boys.
Anyways, I'll meet you at the Temple of Arcade. Let me mark it on your map.
Look, Richard Glenn as they're not gonna get it because they didn't get the page. Richard Glenn as a character from Skyrim
Richard
is
Glenn in
so
Skyrim.
funny. In Skyrim is amazing.
Let me mark it on your map.
Let me mark it on your map.
What the fuck? Fucking werewolves?
What are you fucking talking about?
Fucking werewolves? I'm getting fucking hunted by the fucking Brotherhood? The fucking Dark Brotherhood? What the fuck? Let me mark it on your map.
Imperial forces trying to fucking behead me at the start of every goddamn set. Fucking dragons are back. Did you hear about that? Fucking dragons have returned.
Richard Glenn led on a Thieves Guild playthrough. Well, don't mind if Richard does.
Richard Glenn every single time he tries to do a speech check, it fails. What if I say I'm dead? Failure.
Failure.
Well. What if I put this bucket on your head and then I start stealing things? You ever get to the Cloud District often? No, not as much as I'd like, but I'm gonna.
But yeah, it was that club was sad. So you were working in that club?
You're not even able to go to Solstein yet, so how about you fucking have some respect, all right?
Well, I know you like to go out on your quest, but have you ever considered sitting back and making a ton of iron daggers to up your smithing capability? Soon you'll be able to make ebony or dragon scale armor. You'll be unstoppable.
You'll be unstoppable.
Do you know how to do that? No, you fucking... All right, yeah.
You know he would have Daedra armor. You know he'd have he would
100%.
totally have Daedra armor.
And you'd be like, how did you make that? I fucking pulled it off a corpse, you idiot.
I loaded it.
I loaded it in.
Not
I
all of
went
us get bored with your namby-pamby iron armor. Some of us had to work for our fucking armor.
I went to the Dwarven ruins and I had to pull it off some dead fucking Falmer.
I got this fucking gay-ass spider chasing me. I got these Dwemer everywhere. The fucking Falmer shooting arrows at me.
Hey, Richard, don't you think that's a little bit too much mead? I'll fucking frostbite poisoning, you fuck. Not all of us are fucking Nords, okay? Fuck you.
I'll have you know that I know Maven Blackbriar.
Yeah.
Oh, I see you have an amulet of Mara. Oh, well, don't mind if Richard does.
An amulet of illusions.
Oh, well.
Perhaps that'll come in handy in my future endeavors.
Well, what's this here? You're wearing an amulet of Mara, and so am I. Maybe we should go to the temple and make this thing official. Thank you, Lydia.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, my fucking bitch wife Lydia's here.
My
again.
married-in wife found out that I'm secretly trying to become a bard. Fuck, she's leaving me. Yes, but so who else did you see at the club? Any other fun acts come through? Any other crazy ones?
Yeah, there were some. There were some kooky ones. There's some that are like just like too much to even get into. There was one. I don't remember what his fucking name was. It was like the first year that I was working there, so I was probably like 19 still. And there was some guys from Seattle came up.
Oh, sick.
And there was a dude that he like barely like, and this was, the club is so hot. Like,
yes,
everybody, I just thought that's what stand-up was. I was just like, everyone kills. And this was probably like the second or third show I ever worked as a door guy. And I watched this opener from Seattle just have like, just the roughest set on the first night. And then the headliner killed. And then I was like, oh, don't worry. Normally, I was like, Saturday will be better. And then he was like, "What the fuck does that mean?" And I was like,
Holy
"Oh
shit,
no, you
dude.
think you're good at this?" And I
Oh
was like,
no!
this moment where I was like, "Oh shit, you don't know."
You're so out of touch.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, you bombed."
And
you're
how was Saturday,
he ate shit. You did terrible.
dude? I saw a.
But it was like this moment where I could see like he was like, "What the fuck?" And I was so young. I was like 19. I don't know what I was doing. And I was just like, "There, kiddo." And then he was like, "What the fuck?"
Oh god.
And
dude.
I was like, "Oh no." I think about him a lot. I think about where he is now.
Is he still doing it?
His shirts were so bad. His merch was so bad. He had like a shirt that was like creep noun you. Like it just was this
Ew,
thing where I was
what
like,
the fuck?
who's this even for?
What?
They
I don't
were
even
so
understand
bad.
that.
He was like
Yeah.
a smart guy comic.
Oh, always the funniest.
Yeah, glasses.
Always the funniest. The
Glasses,
smart man, the
kinda
thinking
dweeby.
man's comic.
Thinking
always
man's
so
comic.
funny.
Yeah, he stunk.
Jesus, let me think about it. I think you suck at this.
Yeah, exactly. What the fuck do you mean by that?
I
mean that I'm never gonna think about you again. Lie. I think about him all the time. I want to know where he is. I want to know how his career.
you haven't
is.
found him on IG?
I don't remember his name.
Damn. I was hosting there one time, and I got to bring up Jacob Balshin to do a 10-minute guestie, and then I got to see Andrew Packer do a 20-minute middle. So it was like Jacob Balshin killed,
Yeah.
Andrew Packer like blew the fucking roof off the place, and then
the lid off of it.
then they brought up the headliner. I have never seen someone bomb so hard and not clock it.
Ooh.
She went up like 45 minutes straight of just like the first 3 minutes were rough. She got 2 pops, and then I'm not joking, silence, no sweats, no anxiety, no nothing. And
Just-
then I was like, oh, she's like this all the time.
Yeah, you're like
Like
this
it was
is-
crazy where
this
she
is
just
normal,
like
to just
she did
get
normal, and then she
completely
got off
buried
stage
by
and
your
was like,
opener.
yeah, it was a weird show.
Yeah.
I wasn't really feeling it. Just kind of like a weird thing, you
They
know?
were weird.
They were weird.
They were
You
weird.
guys did well. You guys did really well. And I was like, and I remember watching Andrew as he watched her, and he was like, I've never buried someone like this before. He's like, this is fucking crazy. And it didn't feel like Andrew was sitting there smugly being like, haha,
He
follow
just was
that.
like,
it
oh,
was
no.
him, mouth open, watching, going, Jesus Christ, what did I do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
it
should
was-
be on a lot of people's tombstones. They were weird.
They were weird. Or
They were-
Jesus Christ, what did I do?
Jesus Christ,
What did I do is
Yeah,
funnier to put
that's-
on. That's way funnier to put
What
on.
did I do?
on someone's tombstone, but oh fuck!
It fucking hurts. Bring me back.
Someone's tombstone just saying yeah. And then second show she went up and it was the exact same. People started walking out.
Oh yeah.
It was crazy. People started walking out, and then Andrew set up a merch booth because he did that well again. And then she set up her merch booth beside, and people were going up to Andrew and being like, and this is when we were like on tour,
Yeah.
so it was kind of adjacent merch, so we were all standing there, and people were going up to Andrew and being like, that was great. You boys, great job. Andrew, that was fantastic. She was terrible. Like, so
And
openly.
she's just like,
being like, she was
there.
awful. She was awful. Andrew, that was fantastic. Terrible, though.
If I were to just guess, she was American.
Yes.
Would you say
From,
she was
guess what city?
the West Coast?
Yeah.
Probably Los Angeles.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's
writer
always-
on something.
Yes.
Yep.
It's always L.A.
Always.
It's always someone from L.A. that's a writer, and then they eat such tremendous shit, and you're like, what do you? So do you like write the funny part or the dramatic?
Well, and then
part?
you look at what they write, and you're like, well, this isn't funny either.
Yeah.
But it got
They'll be like, he's a
made.
writer in L.A., and you're like, that's kind of cool for ridiculousness, and you're like, oh god.
Hey, I opened for a producer of Ridiculousness, and he was a nice guy, and it has completely made me a brand loyalist.
Hey, that's fair.
You know what?
That's fair.
I don't care if Rob Dyrdek sucks. Ridiculousness is good.
I used to watch not Ridiculousness, Fantasy Factory with Rob Dyrdek.
I was a Tosh.0 guy, so when
I love
Ridiculousness came
Tosh.0.
along,
It's
I
such
was
a
like,
ripoff.
Yeah, I was like, we've just done this again with a worse guy.
Yeah, it's a complete ripoff.
It's
of
1,000 seasons.
Daniel Tosh. I'm seeing Daniel Tosh in January. I'm very excited for it.
Wow.
Very excited.
makes
Not
sense.
going to his show. I'm just showing up at his
gonna
house.
say, it makes
I'm
it-
just going to show up and go,
It
yoo-hoo!
makes it sound like you guys have a dinner date.
Oh, yes, we're going to go out.
Yeah. I'm
Um,
seeing Daniel Tosh.
I will be. No, what was I going to say? I was Tosh.0. I remember watching Fantasy Factory when I was probably in like grade 8 or 9, and my dad just being like, this guy's a fucking asshole. I was like, you don't get it, man. This is cool. Like, he's living a dream. My dad was like, this guy's a fucking douchebag.
I remember watching Robin Big because everyone told me it was awesome. Then I really didn't get it.
They are, yeah, the camera died. That's all
Oh,
right.
camera's dead.
Well, it's good because this is killer stuff.
This is good.
This is killer material.
This was a great step. What the fuck are you talking about? We were flying.
I'm pretty hungover. I gotta be honest. I'm not really living in the present.
You're hungover. You're killing, dog.
I'm living in fucking Skyrim.
I'm living out in these fucking parts. What the fuck? Dude, opening of Skyrim. You're playing opening Skyrim. It's you opening your eyes as you're on a cart to get beheaded. And you look to the
person, head
side and
over.
it's a guy just going, what the fuck? They're gonna fucking kill us. Do you fucking know that? They're gonna fucking kill you.
Camera pans over. Hey, you're finally awake. Camera pans over. What about me?
What about me? All you guys only look out for yourself. What about old Richard? What the fuck?
Fucking bouncing along in this fucking wagon.
What the hell? Don't you know I'm Canada's George Carlin? I'm Whiterun's George Carlin.
I'm the best bard in the north.
Who said, me, it's self-proclaimed.
It was, people. What? The guy? I mean, we got this fucking dark elf here. I'm the bad guy for not trusting my stuff around him. They're all coming in here, and I can't have my wallet out.
Hold on to your purse. We got the dark elves. well.
You know they love gold.
They love gold.
They can't help it. It's in their DNA. Do you know that? It's the MAGA that throws through their veins. They have to steal. It's the Khajiit's way.
It's the Khajiit's way.
It's truly the Khajiit's way. What else do you on? Are you on anything tonight?
No, thank God.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh yeah, thank God.
Oh, thank God.
I'm gonna do some dishes. Then I'm
Nice.
gonna watch something stupid.
Nice.
I'm gonna curl up like a big old baby.
Big old baby.
Big old baby and go to sleep.
Hell yeah.
Might eat some whippet sticks.
Oh. Nothing wrong with that. Come on.
Don't mind if I do.
Nothing wrong with that. Let me try it out. Let me try a whippet stick. Sir, you need to pay for that. No, it's Snackland. Let me try one.
Do you think cookies would sell better, like those like assorted biscuit packs, if they were like a Yu-Gi-Oh arm thing?
Yes, 100%. It's time to eat.
It's time to chew.
Just that'd be fun. Grandmas
that'd be
get
good.
that for their kids, being like,
You look so cute.
Try it out.
Try it out.
Try it out, man.
Thanks, Grandma.
I may have brought this up on the podcast before, but watching my friend and his foster brother losing to his foster brother in Yu-Gi-Oh! And him just going, no, fuck that, and drawing the curtains and going, Shadow Realm match, and me just going, oh, fuck, what are we doing? Guys, we can't be doing it. Like, me literally thinking dark magic was being...
shit.
I had the same reaction as though someone just beheaded a chicken, drew a pentagram, and was like, now we play. And I was
Shadow
like,
Realm.
shut the fuck up, dude. Don't do that. Don't do that. People lose their lives to this.
Was that the same house where somebody smashed the window?
Yes. I actually got the news today. This isn't funny. I got the news today that one of the foster brothers sadly passed.
No.
Very sadly passed.
Well, thanks for giving us a character and then taking him away.
Johnny Juice, you will always be remembered.
Damn.
Yeah, very sad.
What a horrible... Well, let's end it there.
No. No.
All right, well, how about you fucking riff a little
It was a good moment. I got to spend my childhood in that. I remember they had a crab apple tree where all the apples went rotten, and they would fall off the tree and then rot on the ground. So there would just be such an abundance of flies in the backyard.
Yeah.
And all these like insane crows just swooping down, getting drunk off these things.
That's the beauty of nature.
It actually was quite nice.
It's quite nice.
Beauty
Pros
of
and
nature.
tears.
Yep, we would throw the apples at each other. It really hurt.
Oh, yeah. Crab apples.
Really hurt.
Oh, they sting.
Ow!
Ow.
Ow!
Did you do like the little feats of like pain endurance in school?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like every boy did
The
that.
Indian burns and
Indian
stuff.
burns, classic.
Yeah.
Indian burns.
We
just-
would do like you'd put your palm on a table like in school, and then somebody would just like knuckle punch your palm. We did
Yep.
that so much. Kids would do the eraser thing where they would just like eraser burn the back of their
Yeah, I
hand.
remember that.
That
It
was
was
insane.
weird,
I
dude.
don't know why anyone did that.
Yeah, it was weird. A lot of the games you would play as a kid were fucking weird, though.
Yeah, we're just like weird robots learning how to use our bodies.
Yeah,
Where
yeah,
you're
I
just
understand.
like, look, I fucking mutilated myself. And everyone's like, why would you do that? You're like, oh no, school sucks.
Dude, I remember
I'm so bored.
I remember being at that place and we locked one of the foster brothers in the closet. Just like he was older than us, but we were able to trick him. We were able to trick him into the closet.
Oh, piece of candy.
It was like legit. It was like, hey, let's play a game, and he was like, okay, and we're like, yeah, just go into that closet and grab it. And he was like, all right, and then it was like, lock. And he was like, what the fuck? And then we ran out, and then
Getting tricked and imprisoned by children is such a fucking
what the fuck? And then the mom Lisa was just like, what did you guys do? And we're like, oh, I'm sorry. And he's still in there. And we're like, yes. And she's like, let him out. We got in there. It's just like rattling. It was probably only for like 5 or 10 minutes.
That's a long time.
5 or 10 minutes, but it was like crazy to see a guy older than you come out and go, I could have died in there. You could have killed me. Do you know that? Do you know that? That would have suffocated me. Do you know what suffocation is? You could have fucking killed me.
I was like friends with the guys that did this. I didn't do it, and I liked the guy that did it too. But there was a guy that he was a little bit younger. He was a chill guy. He was like legit chill. I have him on Facebook still. He has a beautiful family, and I'm like, good for you, man. Anyways, when he was a kid, his friends would always be like they would go to his house and be like, come hang out, and he would come hang out, and then they would go back to this one kid's house and they would just put him in a dog cage.
It's just like, why?
Yeah, they just all eat
so
snacks
mean.
and they just throw snacks in the dog cage. He would just be in the dog cage.
That must have
eating
been
snacks.
something he was quietly into. If you would keep going
He
back,
just accepted it. He just was like, okay, and then they just put him in a dog cage. But they'd be like, come hang out, and then he'd be
That's
like, all
so
right,
mean.
and then they'd be like, get in your dog cage, dog.
dude, that
He was
must have
like-
been something he was in.
No,
early
he
on
was
into.
not a weird guy. He just did it. He was young. I think I didn't. I remember hearing about it, and I was like, that's fucked up.
That is crazy.
And I didn't witness it, but I think there was a moment where they're like, get in your dog cage. And he was like, no. And they were like, we respect you now. He's like a construction worker. He's like a man. now.
Hell yeah, dude. He
Yeah.
found himself. That's awesome.
I mean, there's definitely a point where he was like, I'm not getting in the fucking dog cage. But yeah, they would just feed him cookies, and he would just eat cookies in the dog cage. And then I think they'd beat the shit out of him.
That's crazy.
They're all a little older than him.
Well, yeah. I mean, me and my friend group always fuck with one guy, but all of us adore him. But he's just so easy to fuck with.
Yeah, well, I immediately know who you're talking
Yeah,
about.
exactly.
The moment you said that, I was
it's
like, I know exactly.
So easy to just poke him. So then people will be like, dude, bring him out. Bring him out. And then he's like, do you bring me here just to torture me? And we're all
You
like,
fuck with one person, and you say, bring them
them
out.
out. We say, bring them out.
Yeah, you
Bring
guys,
them out.
you stole their gender.
Yep. Still hasn't caught on.
So funny to me.
So funny.
That's like a world-class prank.
Yeah,
Just a friend group just
continually correcting people on their pronouns.
They just take your gender and start using they them pronouns against this person's will is so funny. And then other people hear it and they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And
No,
everyone wants to be
my bad.
respectful. And then the person who it's about has not picked up on it, that they no longer have the gender. It's like top 10 pranks. It's so
Dude,
funny.
I worked with them at Tesla for a minute.
Yeah.
I worked with them at Tesla for a minute, and just the level of harassment was crazy. Like, if any of it leaked out, I would have lost my job so quickly. I have a footage on my phone of me going into the bathroom while he's pissing and going, "Oh, Rudy!" and filming and going up beside him at the stall, and him going, "What the fuck is wrong? Are you fucked? Are you fucked?
Are you actually
fucked? Are you fucked, buddy?" At one point, we were like, "Dude, can you put these guards on the rims?" And he was like, "Yeah, for sure." And we literally only asked him that so he could bend over, and the not entire, but this whole back crew of Tesla came out and watched as I ran up and put a pencil down his plumber's crack. Because everyone was like, he really has a plumber's crack, eh? And I was like, he's got a gnarly plumber's crack. And they're like, what the? Does he know about it? Like, don't they feel the wind blow against it? And then I just ran up and went, boop, and put it down. It was so mean. So many
it's
mean
fun.
things.
It's fun.
Yeah, dude. Good times.
Good times.
Good time. Tesla was fun as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was times there that were very fun. Terrible pay. Awful place.
Yeah.
But was pretty sick.
Great politics.
Great politics.
Love everything else we're doing.
Loved having people come in to pick up their car and go, "Did you see what your boss tweeted?" And me just going, I don't
It's
know.
such a pivot that they were like the electric car, and everyone's like, yeah. And then he's such a dick that like environmentalists are like, I would rather drive diesel.
Yeah.
I hate this guy so much.
Such a douchebag. People turned on him is fucking incredible.
Anyways, we don't got to get into that. I'm tired. Are we done?
Yes.
End it.